Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video, and today we'll be taking a look at Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power from Amazon, their main teaser for the show. It's been a while since we've seen anything. It says it's the main teaser. This is like 2.5 minutes, which for me feels like an actual trailer. The last teaser we saw, for me, didn't really sell the show. It felt like it could have been, it said Lord of the Rings on it, but it could have said fantasy. And that's the name of the show, fantasy. It's like, alright, could have been. It didn't feel like Lord of the Rings because it feels like they're trying to shoot it to feel like a mix between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Like it doesn't necessarily have to look like Peter Jackson stuff. Actually, it does. Yeah, it does, because that for me feels like Lord of the Rings. It has a very distinct feel to it, whereas Game of Thrones has that very realistic, grounded look to it, even though we saw dragon stuff, but it had that gritty look to it, whereas Lord of the Rings always had a bit more of a quality texture and a feel to it, and the various lands had their own look and feel to it. Like Rivendell looked completely different from the Shire, and you know where Sauron was. Like it all had a very visceral feel and look to it, that even if you saw a screenshot of it, you would recognize it as Lord of the Rings, whereas the teaser felt like generic fantasy, just happened to be branded Lord of the Rings. Hopefully this trailer, well teaser they're calling it, gives more of a story away, like an introduction to the characters would be nice. I'm not going to go out there and buy a magazine and read it. I'd like a trailer to tell me who they are, what the story is. I'm not going to be one of those that if I'm not interested in a teaser, I'm not going to go out and search for everything online. Their advertising should do that for me, so hopefully that's what this does today. I'm not quite sure though. It's got 91,000 downvotes already, so we'll see.
There was a time when the world was so young.
Like, you can tell money's been spent on it.
There had not yet been a sunrise.
Like visually, it's beautiful,
Even then,
but it could be anything.
there was light.
Okay, then there was light.
Elves have forests to protect.
It looks like a model set.
Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
Off-brand hobbits, half-foots.
We're safe.
We'll run through it once and we'll wind back and look at things, but I don't get that look, Galadriel.
Put up your sword.
God, he's ugly.
The enemy is still out there.
Got a sour look to his face.
The question now
Like
is
that
where?
on the verge of tears look.
It is over.
You have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen
It's a cool shot.
what I have seen.
Some of the shots, the way it's filmed, just it's a bit strange. Very like bokeh all around, apart from like a tiny aspect.
It will be the end, not just of our people, but all.
She looks like she's going to be fun. Another sour face.
I am sorry, but their time has come.
Colour in there.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
I could have wrote that line. In my head I was like, I'll die. Is that what you're going to say? How does that happen? That's Sauron. A weird walk that is. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm a kooky character. It just feels like it could be literally anything. Anything. Some of the shots look like Game of Thrones, like pan shots coming into, you could call it King's Landing. It looks just like it. Apart from some of the ones that are like, this is definitely like elf-like or dwarf-like because they've taken them elements from the previous films, but it's like, I would love more content in Middle Earth. Like, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, but this could be anywhere. Like, bit like visually,
Time.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, this is really well done. I'd love to sail a boat through this if this existed in the real world, because this is gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of when I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, like going through old ancient Rome and Greece and Egypt. It's like, God, I'd love if the world still had these beautiful monuments like this now, rather than glass things.
When the world was so young.
Like, it's beautiful, but it could be anything. Like, this shooting style, like, it's so bokeh. Like, where's the focus? The focus is like, what, on a tear ducts? The nose is blown out, really sharp skin around her eyes, but it's like, have they masked just the eyes and blurred the rest? Like, there's a few shots like this. Maybe this is how it's going to be. Like, this is how the elves look and how it's going to be shot, but it's still, I don't know. There's a couple of colouring moments, colour correction moments in it that I like.
Been a
Oof.
sunrise.
Like, again, this shot,
And then.
visually beautiful. Like, I would love to live there. Like, if they've got some good fibre internet, sign me up. I'd live in a beautiful place like this. Like, but it could be anything. It could be Elden Ring. It could be Ragnarok, Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, like in Asgard. Like, it's just a bit formulaic.
There was light.
This shot reminds me. There's a few shots that remind me of that have taken inspiration from the Peter Jackson films, because he used to like his camera, helicopter tracking camera shots, pan shots like this and this. Like these feel like, okay, right, yeah.
Elsa.
This just feels like it's a model. It just feels like a model. Not a CG model, but like an actual model, which it might be, but it just doesn't feel real. It just looks out of place.
To protect.
CG.
Dwarfs their mind.
But this feels like the dwarf mines that we've seen before. Maybe a little bit more lush than what we've seen, because there's more life going on. The ones we've seen in the films have always been sort of what was. This is as is.
Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
But I don't get this look for the Harfoots. I don't know the ins and outs of Lord of the Rings. I'm taking it on face value, and I know from what I've seen and heard of some of the characters are not supposed to exist in the time that this is all supposed to exist, and some of the characters aren't supposed to do what they do, which is always worrying when you've bought the rights to something and then you're like, we can do better because we're modern people. But I just don't get this look, this scruffy look. It looks like they've all just fallen through a hedge backwards and been like, I'm just carrying on with my day. Like, what does this mean? Is this headwear because you're high up? Do you wake up on a morning and just shove stuff in your hair? I know I do, but it's not plants. It just looks grimy and dirty rather than fun, which is what I want from the Hobbiton.
Safe.
She was the voiceover in the original trailer, and she sounded, I thought it was a child, but it's not. It's this half-foot person that sounds a bit special. Should say loosely based on the works.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
Which, like I said, I don't know enough about this, but I know that she shouldn't be fighting or doing any of this stuff, but modern day.
Put up your sword.
Yeah, he's definitely just smelling a fart. But again, it's that shooting style where you've just got super focused, tight. Really, you can count all his pores, you can see where all the grease is, you can count all his blackheads, but then everything else is just really bulked out. It's like, what a weird style choice. She, like, actual android. But I am a warrior. I will fight.
The enemy is still out there.
The enemy is still out there. Again, what is this shooting style? You've got some, like, a veil, maybe over here, Why is the focus? Why is there more focus and sharpness on her ear and hair rather than a goddamn face?
Where?
What is the shooting style? Like, visually, again, beautiful. Beautiful. Could be anywhere. I think it's just the colour grading. That there's nothing feels vastly different. Like, this could be a shot from Game of Thrones. It doesn't feel like it's coloured and shot as like it is in the original Lord of the Rings. And again, it feels like a video game cutscene. There's just something about it where it doesn't fit quite. It's almost like it's not macro. What's that shooting style where they make things look like miniatures? It's like that. It's like that. Maybe that's why it's a bit jarring. Again, the focus is here, blurred out. Really soft focus blur. Focus on here. It should be the whole face, not part of it.
I have seen my share.
God, he's ugly.
You have not seen.
You have not seen what I've seen, because I'm the best warrior ever. I've done everything. Everyone died. I survived. This is a cool looking shot. Looks like they're all in the air, but then again, you got the ripple going on like they're underwater. Can't really tell if it's like floating in the air or if it's underwater. Potentially underwater. Cool looking shot though.
What I have seen.
She seems really wooden and stiff, which I get it, because apart from Legolas, all the elves were kind of a bit stiff. But I don't know. It's just her delivery. Beautiful, beautiful, but again, could be anything. Could be anything.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our...
I thought these were like paper aeroplanes at first, or paper birds. I don't know, there's just something about how they're designed. They look like the folded bits of paper. God, she's got a sour face. I don't even know who she is, but she's just got that stuck up, soury look that you'd see on Tessa Thompson. They probably tried to get Tessa Thompson for a role like this because she'd fit that.
all peoples.
But nothing feels like this. What is this supposed to be? Gold? It looks like plastic. Are those jewels? They look like plastic.
But all peoples.
Why is he green? Why is he yellow? Has he got jaundice? What is this?
I am sorry.
Is it Simpsons?
But their time has come.
The past is with us all. The past.
Again, this doesn't look like... This all looks like plastic. All of it looks like plastic. None of the armour or anything that's supposed to be of a like material, metallic material.
The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
What is that move?
This could be the beginning.
Does he jump off the wall? Does he jump off the wall, or does he fling himself off the ground? So this looks like the formation of the big bad, doesn't it? Because you've almost got the eye going on, and look here. And then these scruffy buggers going somewhere else. She's walking like she shat herself. I'd love a good fantasy show. Like, it doesn't have to be in the realm of Game of Thrones where it's gritty and like sex and tits and death and blood. But I'd like a good fantasy show. I'd like a really good sci-fi show. But this just feels... This could be anything. If this was just anything other than Lord of the Rings, it might pique my interest. But because it's got the name and moniker of Lord of the Rings, I expect more, because those films, even the Hobbit films, I don't mind them these days. Going back and watching, at the time I was like, ugh, no. But going back and watching them as a trilogy, they're fine. Like, they're nowhere near the original trilogy, but they're fine. I could watch them. But they've got a look and a style to them. And it's like, maybe they don't want to go to that because they legally can't be connected to those. But you can still ape and pay more homage to what people want. Like this, it could be anything. If this was anything but Lord of the Rings, I might feel a bit more interested because it's something new and getting to know new characters, but because it's set in a world that I partially know and feel like I understand, then it's one of those, like, I don't know, just not there. It's one of those that I might watch with friends and we might get into it. I don't know, but like, am I going to watch it in my own time by myself? Don't think so. If a group of friends, if we want to get together and watch it, I might do. It might surprise me. That would be nice if I'm surprised by it. But if it was anything other than Lord of the Rings or an IP that I know, I might be more interested. But as it is, I don't think so. Not right now. I don't think so. So yeah, let me know your thoughts below on this. I think it's a very contentious show. I think maybe more so for the people who understand the lore a lot more. There's a few channels I watch that definitely understand it, and I can see why they don't like it. But for me, I'm coming in from just the books and the films, and it just doesn't feel there. Visually, it looks good at times, but then other times it looks cheap. I don't get it because I know it cost a lot. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below on this. What you think of the trailer? What you think of everything you've seen so far? In any way at all? Are you excited by it? I don't know. I'd like to be, because Lord of the Rings, you kind of want to see more of that world. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. Check the links in the descriptions for ways to follow me and support the channel. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.